Avengers Infinity War is a culmination of 10 years of Marvel films that we've seen right from the beginning with Iron Man, all the way up to Black Panther, and we're going to talk about this, non-spoilers, of course. What is up, everybody? I'm Patrick. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe if you like the video and let me know what you think down below. I was able to see Avengers Infinity War a couple days ago, so I want to give you my non-spoiler thoughts of what I think about the movie, non-spoilers of course, and that's pretty difficult to do with this. Normally with movies, it's not as hard to talk about a film without spoiling stuff that it would... Not nearly as difficult as it is doing it here with this movie, because Infinity War starts off immediately with spoilers. Where do you go from there? You really can only rely on the trailers and what you hope that people have seen from the trailers to really go into what the story is about. And the trailers do a good job of showing what the movie really is. I know a lot of trailers kind of give you a misdirect of what is happening when really it's a different thing. Maybe they've CG'd out a couple people that are supposed to be in it. That is the case in some points in the trailer, but overall, the story of Infinity War is about Thanos and his journey to getting all of these Infinity Stones. They have been teased throughout all of the Marvel films. You've seen them in Doctor Strange, Thor the Dark World, Avengers. Vision's got one right in his forehead. Thanos is finally here to get the gauntlet, to get these Infinity Stones and just wreak havoc. He says he wants to balance the universe, meaning he wants to wipe out half of the universe. He thinks that there is... this is difficult. But this story is centered around Thanos, his motivations, why he's doing what he's doing, and they do a great job of that. The Russo Brothers had an impossible task with this movie, with it being built up for 10 years. I remember Batman v Superman was hyped for maybe three years or so, and imagine having 5-6 years added to that, along with teasing this movie all the way from the first Avengers film. Having 30 plus characters that are in this movie that all need their individual moments, it's a tough task for a director to do, and these directors, Joe and Anthony Russo, crushed it. They are by far the best creative minds that Marvel has next to Ryan Coogler, and I'm thoroughly impressed with what they were able to do with Infinity War. Every character in the film had a moment. Maybe it wasn't as long as a lot of people that are fans of certain characters would want, but it's a moment nonetheless. I think a lot of people are going to look at this film and think that it's a film centered around their specific character, and that might be tough going into the theater with that expectation, because this is an Avengers film that covers every character. It doesn't have a lot of screen time to put towards each individual person, let alone introduce a villain that has to pay off because Thanos has been introduced for so long. Josh Brolin plays Thanos beautifully. He is a great character. He's one of the best Marvel villains out there now. I think he delivered. He lived up to the hype. Thanos is nobody to f with. All of the characters, the actors who portrayed them, do a fantastic job. It's great to see the dynamics between different characters, like a Guardians of the Galaxy member and a member from the Avengers interact with each other. Things that you never thought you could see on screen happen, and it's so cool. It's so cool to see them interact. A lot of people would think that maybe Star-Lord and Iron Man wouldn't have a lot of fun stuff to do together because they're both the same character type in a way, but that makes it even better. It makes the challenges of each character and the motivations of each character different, and it's exciting to watch. I loved seeing all of the characters interacting, and the actors who portrayed them did a fantastic job. On a technical aspect, I mean, the film is an action scene from beginning to end. It's basically 3/3 acts of just an action sequence. There's not necessarily a airport scene or a Winter Soldier elevator scene. The camera work is done very well, the action is done very well, and you're really not lost in the shuffle when it could easily happen for a movie like this. The special effects for Thanos, for the Black Order, his henchmen, they all looked great, but really that's about all I can say about any of that, because if I tell you who specifically I really liked in the film, that's kind of a spoiler, because then I'm telling you who's got the most screen time, and I can't do that, and we're so close. You've got like 2 hours maybe before it premieres, so if this review wasn't good for that reason, come back to the spoiler review. It's a great movie. Go and see it. Find out for yourself what I cannot tell you right now. This is definitely something you need to see. You need to see it now to avoid anybody saying anything else. And I truly believe that every Marvel fan is going to go into this and have something great that they can point to in this movie. The directors did a fantastic job. This definitely lived up to the hype that it was built up to be. Those of you that are going to stick around for a minute, I'm going to tell you a couple things that I had some issues with, but again, no spoilers. I'm going to be as vague as possible, so hopefully it does come across what I'm saying, and it doesn't sound like a sentence that kind of leads to nowhere, like this one is. To me, some of the characters and some of their story arcs change within what the creators want for the story that don't really gel very well with what the characters were at the beginning. Maybe they have a motivation going into, but then the choices that they make along the line of the film just don't really make sense for what they've already set up. You don't have a lot of time with each character again, so you're gonna have some moments where you wish that you were at a certain place when you're not necessarily. I do think that there was one side mission that they go on in this film that just felt a lot like the Canto Bight scene in The Last Jedi, where it didn't serve much of a point and really ended up being pointless at the end of all of it. You wish that screen time were used for better things, or for more integration with each of the characters to see their dynamics, because that by far was my favorite part of the movie. Some of the CGI backdrops did look a little bit lazy, kind of like in Thor Ragnarok when they're overlooking the blue screen sea, and Anthony Hopkins and Loki and Thor are all looking out. It looks a little bit jarring. I mean, it's no CG mustache. Don't mean to throw shade, I'm sorry. Don't worry, a spoiler review is for shortcoming with this. I have to talk about something with this movie. I've spent 2 days basically in a quarantine where I can't say anything about the film to people, and it's been a challenge. So I cannot wait to get all of this off my chest, to tell you guys what's going on, and we can have a discussion down below about some stuff. Thank you again as always for watching, and I will see you at the next review.